Hey nerds, it's Sunday, August 25th, the 35th week of 2024, and I'm running down what's coming up this week, starting now. Welcome back to the Nerd Social. I'm Nathan. As always, if you want to jump ahead of the intro to see what's coming up any day of the week, there are chapter links below. All right, a lot going on this week, so let's get into it. Sunday, today, we have Orphan Black Echoes, episode 10, We Will Come Again. Logline for this episode is after Charlie is kidnapped, Lucy is left with a difficult choice. Kira and Eleanor finally uncover the connection between 12 in unidentifiable files and Drago's bigger plan, but it may be too late to stop him. All right, next we have Snowpiercer episode 6 of season 4. Nima needs more samples for his experiment. Mullis sends Wilford and the soldiers to collect. Privately, Mullis tells Wolf to kill Wilford. Layton wakes up on an abandoned floor and is approached by humans with toxic gas scars. Emperor of Ocean Park, episode 7, which is just called chapter 7. After discovering that their older brother is responsible for hiding a valuable piece of information, Tal and Maria track down a reluctant Addison for answers. And finally, Industry, episode 3 of season 3. Eric, Yasmin, and Robert head to the COP Climate Conference in Switzerland to display their opponent's confidence in pivoting to ethical investing. But when Harper pulls a stunt that disrupts the status quo, market support for Lumi becomes threatened. All right, on Monday, we have another episode of Futurama. This is episode 5 of season 12. This is called One is Silicon and the Other is Gold. Leela becomes friends with a jealous chatbot. On Tuesday, we have the premiere of Only Murders in the Building, season 4, episode 1. Charles, Oliver, and Mabel are whisked to Los Angeles, where a legendary film studio intends to adapt their podcast. However, Hollywood's glitz is overshadowed by a stunning clue about Charles' stunt double and friend, Saz Pataki. We actually have screeners for this, so we'll be dropping reviews of this show weekly. And on VOD and DVD, on Tuesday, we also have Kinds of Kindness. This is the Yorgos Lanthimos movie that came out earlier in this year. He's the other one who did Four Things, although this has a 72% Rotten Tomato. The movie Hush is finally coming to VOD or digital sales. It is actually a 2017 movie, but it has a 93% in Rotten Tomato. I'm not sure why it took so long to get to digital sales. Might have been some rights issues, but if you are a fan of that movie, that's available on Tuesday. On Wednesday, we have episode 7 of season 2 of the arc named It Can't Be True. After an attempted murder, the crew work together to find who's responsible before it's too late. Episode 9 of Sunny, Who's in the Box, is also on Wednesday. Episode 6 of Women in Blue, named Laura, and episode 4 of Bad Monkey with Vince Vaughn. The episode title is Nothing's Wrong with It, I Just Don't Need It Anymore. Also, they are re-releasing The Batman into theaters. And finally, on Tuesday, we have the start of the Venice Film Festival held in Venice, Italy. So the Venice Film Festival is the world's oldest, and they've announced their 2024 lineup of its 81st edition, running from August 28th through September 7th. Highlights include major competition films like Todd Phillips' Joker, Foya Adu, Brad Colbert's The Brutalist, Luca Guadagnino's Queer, starring Daniel Craig, among others. The festival promises a compelling selection of films with high anticipation surrounding several entries. All right, on Thursday, we have the beginning of The Rings of Power Season 2. They are going to drop 3 episodes of this show. This is going to run August 29th through October 3rd. This is the show, if you're not familiar with it, that is based on J.R.R. Tolkien's writings. This is not a rehash of the movies. This is a show that portrays when the rings were created in the second age of his books. So they're going to drop 3 episodes. We're going to cover this week. We'll have a review and probably a breakdown of the 3 episodes as well this week. Also, another show coming out on Thursday is Chaos. Jeff Goldblum plays Zeus, a modern contemporary retelling of Greek mythology. I watched this entire season. I binged it. It's really good. I will have a review of this up, but top line is watch this show. It's really good. I will have an official review when I'm allowed to do our official review. So also on Thursday, we have Terminator Zero. I have screeners for this. We will be reviewing this as well. The logline for this is, in 2022, a future war has raged for decades between the few human survivors and an endless army of machines. In 1997, an AI known as Skynet gained self-awareness and began its war against humanity. So yeah, this is, I guess, a prequel series showing the in-between time between the Terminator movies. So I only watched the first episode so far, but like I said, we'll have a review later on the week. Finally, on Thursday, we also have the third episode of Reasonable Doubt. Jax and Corey must work together to find Chanel before it's too late. Meanwhile, Chanel's action leads to a rift in Sally's marriage. All right, on Friday, there is a lot of things coming out. Pachinko has its second episode. We didn't drop a review of that last week. We're still going to try to cover it. Had a lot of movies to cover last week, so its second episode will drop on Friday. Also, a new series called Breathless, which is a hospital drama, is going to drop. The entire season is going to drop on Friday on Netflix. Borderlands is coming to VOD on Friday, probably because it did so poorly in theaters. The Fall Guy, the extended cut, is coming to Peacock on Friday as well. And Kinds of Kindness, as I mentioned, it's going to be released earlier in the week, and on Friday specifically, it's going to be free on Hulu. The Deliverance, the Lee Daniels horror movie, is going to be released on Netflix on Friday. We will have a review for that later in the week. Afraid, this is a sci-fi movie about AI. The Curtis family is selected to test a new home device, a digital assistant called AIA. AIA learns the family's behavior and begins to anticipate their needs, and she can make sure nothing and no one gets in her family's way. Okay? They're going to do a re-release of Shaun of the Dead on Friday as well, 25-year anniversary, I believe. There is a movie called Slingshot coming out on Friday. It's going to be a horror sci-fi movie with Lawrence Fishburne and Casey Affleck from Bleecker Street. The logline is, an astronaut struggles to maintain his grip on reality aboard a possibly fatally compromised mission to Saturn's moon Titan. You gotta believe a Little League baseball team of misfits dedicate their season to a player's dying father. In doing so, they accomplish the impossible by reaching the World Series finals in a game that became an ESPN instant classic. This stars Luke Wilson and Greg Kinnear. We have some movies and more limited release coming out. 1992 from Lionsgate. A shopkeeper must save his son from an angry mob during the 1992 LA uprising after the Rodney King verdict. This is produced by Snoop Dogg and stars Tyrese Gibson. I have a screener of this and I'll try to review it later in the week. Across the River and Into the Trees. This is set in post-World War II Italian Venice. War-torn U.S. Army Colonel Richard Cantwell is a true hero who faces the news of his illness with indifference. This stars Liev Schreiber. Out come the wolves. A cabin deep in the wilderness. A weekend of hunting turns to mayhem and a fight for survival when a pack of wolves attack a man, his female best friend, and her fiance. I have a screener of this and I'll try to review this as well. Tokyo Cowboy. A Japanese businessman goes on an unwitting journey of self-discovery when he takes a company trip from Tokyo to a Montana cattle ranch. I have a screener for this. I'll try to review it also. The Wasp follows Heather and Kyler. They will meet after having not spoken in years. Heather is about to present a very unexpected proposition that could change their lives forever. And finally, the Telluride Film Festival starts on Friday, the 30th, and it goes until the 2nd. So each Labor Day weekend, Telluride, Colorado becomes a haven for film enthusiasts during a 4-hour festival. The film lineup is kept secret until arrival. It's a celebration, not a competition, featuring tributes, discussions, and an impressive cinema experience. And the attendees trust they'll witness something extraordinary in the world of film. So that's it for this week. If you want us to cover any of the productions we aren't already covering, comment down below, and if we get enough requests, we'll try to work it into our production schedule. And if you found this video useful, be sure to like and share, and subscribe to make sure you don't miss our next update, our analysis, our reviews, and news coverage. See you in the next one. Bye, guys.